like complete in this way because all the medals feel achievable. And also
I mean,
the
there's a
game looks
few,
good.
if I remember, towards the end that are kind of nuts. Like, isn't there a medal for doing the boss rush without taking any damage or something? Or is it just completing the boss rush?
It's for completing the boss rush on epic difficulty, which is everyone has ×2 stats.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's achievable, in theory.
There's a lot of strategies you can use to make the game a lot easier, but I'm putting those off until later because there's a museum that opens up more rooms the more medals you get, and so I'm doing the hardest ones last so I can get as many rooms in the museum as possible because I want to get every single equip item, which is not a medal. You get a medal for most of them, but not all of them. The game kind of does that where it's like it gives you rewards for doing most of a thing and not necessarily all of a thing sometimes.
I think that's pretty respectful to the player.
Yeah, so I'm missing 2 items right now. I'm missing a data chip accessory and a maid dress armor. And they're both in the fucking... Well, to get both of them, I need to get into the 90 medals room. I'm at 86. So, I just need to capture some monsters. I have captured 147 monsters. I need to capture 151. Because that's... There's
You're
4
missing, like,
tiers.
Yeah.
There's 4 tiers. There's 50, 100, 20, and then 151 to reference Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
There's more than that in the game, but 151 is the last achievement for capturing monsters, which again the game does where it's like if you do most of a thing, then you're good. You don't have to do all of a thing usually. As far as collectibles.
So, Grant informed me earlier this week that he's not going to be here for stream tonight. Saba obviously just said that she's not going to be here. And then I think Lawrence is back. I don't know, though.
Is this going to be his first time seeing this game?
Potentially, if he's here. He might not be here. Like, I thought he said that he would be back on Wednesday. So I didn't actually follow up to see if he was going to be here for Friday's stream. But push comes to shove, it might just be you and me for the whole stream.
Well, let me ask you something completely unrelated, Zach.
Yes.
Have you heard the song "I Want to Be Ninja"?
The streamer?
The song.
Well, right, but is the song, to answer your question, no, but is the song in reference to the streamer?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's possibly one of the most like racist pieces of media I've ever seen, to the point where it confuses me. Like I look at it and I get a confused debuff.
Is it an old song?
It's from like I think the mid 2010s, I want to say.
Mid 2010s. Okay. Why is it so racist?
It's some D-list like white lady celebrity doing a really, really offensive broken English accent with stereotypical Oriental music, quote unquote, in the background about how she wants to be a ninja, and so to do that she has to do a bunch of stereotypical Asian things and also speak in broken English.
It sounds tone deaf. Definitely a little problematic, I would say.
I think she might have re-released it, but it's probably a lot more recent than... It's probably a little bit older than this, but the current video that she posted, which she, by the way, she stands by this song. She's very adamant about how good this song is. It was from January 23, 2021. So, earlier this year.
Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, that sounds strange. That song, that it was re-released in 2021.
There's a lyric that says "Take Chow down to Chinatown," and the video is her saying that directly to an Asian woman's face.
You remember? I think we talked about it, and once we finish with this topic, we'll just start because I don't know when Lawrence is actually going to be here. He says earlier than his usual time. Doesn't he usually show up at 7?
Usually.
Am I wrong?
Oh, you're right.
But anyway, you remember when there was that group of like middle-aged suburban housewives who all got into mahjong for whatever reason and decided to release like their own like mahjong set?
I don't remember this.
You don't remember that?
Sounds great.
So
Tell me more
traditional
about it.
So traditional mahjong sets are obviously like the bamboo and the chevrons and stuff like that. So it's like you have your classic thing, and then obviously a lot of the stuff is written in Japanese. So their whole thing was that they got into mahjong because more or less an Asian lady moved into their town, into their neighborhood, and she showed them how to play mahjong, so they fell in love with it, right? But the thing was that they couldn't show it to their friends because all the tiles were in Japanese and stuff, and obviously some of them clearly have the number on it because it's just how many of the shape appears, right? But then other ones like the north, south, east, and west tiles just have, like, according to them, scribbles on them. So they decided to make their own mahjong set, and it was like, instead of like bamboo, it was rose stems, or instead of chevrons, it was bubbles, and everything was like a sickening pastel, like pink and blue and yellow and orange. It was like the 1970s again, like just looking at the color scheme. And in theory, I kind of already touched upon it a little bit, but in theory, making a custom mahjong set that has like English text is not necessarily a bad thing, because you know, as long as you're doing it in a respectful way that's designed to bring more people into the hobby, that's okay, I guess. But it was their statements that they were making on their website where it's like, buy it now to truly experience the superior version of mahjong. And like the thing that I said before, where it's like, now you don't have to worry about having to learn a bunch of new scribbles. It just says what it is on it now. And it's like, how do you not recognize what you're doing?
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Wild.
Let's continue with Ace Attorney. Let's finish this shit. Please. I wanna finish the first case.
Are you gonna kind of breeze through this a little bit since no one else is here?
A little bit. Like, I don't know. Like, do you want to do broken voice acting or not? What? Oh, sorry, that was a flashback. I thought someone
Bang,
just
with the gun.
I thought
with the man.
I thought someone just shot the sergeant for some reason.
The baby. He did
The
it.
baby just shot the father.
He spins around. He's got a big gun like a Magnum.
He has a 44 Magnum just pointed through the hole in his head.
Was that a thing in a case we did on stream, or is that in a different game where there was a thing about how, like, this girl couldn't possibly have killed him because this gun is way too big and she would have dislocated her shoulder? That's a thing in a case. I don't know if we covered that in one of the streams.
In a real life case?
No, in an Ace Attorney game.
I don't remember that.
I think that might come up in different streams, in which case, sorry for spoiling.
Oh, you mean like a different game? Because I'm about to say there's not a whole lot of Ace Attorney cases that involve like large weapons.
There's a thing about how big a gun is and how powerful it is in a later game.
And like this would annihilate the person that you're accusing.
Shooting it, yeah.
I
want to say that's either Investigations or 4.
If it's 4, we're going to be playing it eventually, so I look forward to seeing that. And don't worry necessarily about accidentally spoiling little things. I'm consistently accidentally spoiling myself about little things all the time because I forget that we didn't play 4, 5, and 6. I think I mentioned it before, but I started watching the history of the Ace Attorney series, and I was like, oh boy! And then it starts talking about a bunch of shit, and I was like, what the hell is it? Oh, that's 4. I turned off the video because I was
Yeah.
like, that's weird. I don't recognize any of this. Um, but speaking of a real life case that's kind of similar to the like shoulder dislocation thing that I thought was really funny, there was a you might have heard of this already, but there was a Japanese model who was accused of murdering her late husband by sneaking through like a temporary vent into his locked hotel room and suffocating him. And the reason why the reason why she ultimately won the case was that she proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that her breasts were simply too large to allow her to fit through the vent.
I think you told the story when we were streaming this game.
No, definitely there's no way that it was this game. It might have been. It might have been a prior. It might have been a. It might have been a prior Ace Attorney game because it's obviously like ridiculous things in court. But there's no way it was this game because I haven't.
That feels like a very familiar story that's very fresh in my head for stories that you've told.
Okay.
You might have, if not Ace Attorney, a very recent stream in general.
Perhaps it is one of my favorite stories just because it's like I really like how that lady just was so upfront and she was just like, no. I can prove it. All right, so we finally proved that the stake is not ours and we can... No. What?!
Baby saddled sergeant. We're finally gonna get to the point where it's like, that's the wrong stake. Please bring out the second stake. We're done with this detour.
Like a detour that doesn't really feel like it needs to be here. Like it's a fascinating detour, but in case 1 that's already like 7+ hours long seems a little nuts.
I mean, yeah. I guess like, should the cases be getting longer as the series advances?
Because
like it is a much newer thing, and they have more like manpower to build a game that's longer, I guess.
I would say that if you have more manpower, it should go into higher. He looks at us again. It should go into higher quality content as opposed to more content. Like that's the problem with Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that they spent, 67 man-hours just making it so that way the horse's testicles will expand and contract with the temperature of the environment that you're in. And it's like, why on earth would you do that when the online doesn't work? And I know that these aren't necessarily equivalent. You can't just take 3D modelers and put them on networking, but you can take the dollars that you would be spending on them and put them towards networking instead. So in terms of what you're saying of like, I don't necessarily think that the cases in games should be getting longer as the series goes into the future. I think that it should be higher quality writing, higher animation, that sort of stuff. Which, to be fair, this has been very well written so far.
I feel like that'd be an intuitive thing that if you didn't think too hard about it, that like you'll be like, oh, the games are it's a newer game, so it has to be longer, so there's more content.
Well, because it's one of the it's like a self, it's not really a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like a self-defeating attitude, I guess, that like a lot of, and I'm not saying that this is like, well, I guess it's Capcom, but not really like AAA stuff. Like what's the Call of Duty game that's on PC right now that's like 300 gigabytes or something ridiculous?
It's probably a Call of Duty game, I think.
Well, no, I know it's a Call of Duty game, but it's one of them. I can't remember the name of it, but it's at 300 gigabits right now, purely because they're like, yeah, we want to make sure that it's as high fidelity as possible and that you don't have to like download texture packs every time you log in. And it's like, okay, but it's 300 gigabytes. 300 gigabytes.
300 gigabytes.
Do you remember Mouth Moods?
I have no idea what that is in the first place.
Oh my god, really? You would
Wait,
absolutely.
is that a Lemon Demon album?
Neil Cicierega?
Yeah. Okay, I know what it
Yes.
is. I thought
Okay.
you were referring to Piece of Media. I recognized it from the mouth blank because that
Yeah.
was a theme he did with a bunch of
He,
them.
yeah. Mouth Moods is pretty much the only quote unquote album of his that I've like listened to. I know he has other good stuff, but like man, I love Mouth Moods so much. But that's one of my favorite songs from there. It's just like a lady, it's clearly like audio from an advertisement, but she's like on stage and she's just like, "You will never need anything ever again. This has 300 megabytes." And it's just
There's
like
a lot of megabytes.
300 floppy disk megabyte hard drives. And it's like,
Oh, that sounds familiar now when you say hard drives.
oh, it's so good. Anyway, sorry. Something I like to ask. I should probably actually focus in case there's something that I'm missing here.
Let's see.
Objection!
Objection. Oh, thank goodness that they flash back.
Yeah, now you like the flashbacks, huh? The game's
Well,
like, oh, fucking talk shit about our flashbacks, will you? Oh, guess what? A week later, will you gonna fucking remember anything?
No,
Think
this
so,
literally
idiot.
this literally just happened, but we were talking, so I skipped over it.
welcome,
And
streamer.
as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, pure madness.
Are we gonna pan over to the guy's gloves and they've got like steak sauce all over them?
The inspector.
Yeah.
All right, so apparently picking up and biting the steak that doesn't make any sense.
It is weird. Not
If
gonna lie.
midspreads truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? What? I don't understand what they're asking.
History.
No, I know, but like the history, like, because like the thing she said was that hiding a coin under a lump of meat, the sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. So if we
Okay.
like look at the image of the thing, we can see that they had a knife and fork. See, knife, fork.
Right.
Is this
I
supposed?
guess the
It
I was
kind of
gonna
looks
say,
like it
the-
was
The
bit.
bite itself, it's curved. Like normally when you cut a knife, you
It's
cut a straight
lines.
line.
Kind of like this.
I would
You
imagine-
see how this is like a straight
Yeah.
line?
Yeah, I would
Hmm.
imagine that a picture of the steak itself, either the steak itself or a picture of it, would be the evidence here.
Well, because the steak itself, because this is the one that she said. So this is the one that she's saying like, of course it's not me, because that's ridiculous. Like that's what she. So I think it's actually the picture, right? Because the picture, this is the one that has the dead body in it. Like we know it's from the. Well, not this one. Sorry, this one. Because this is from the crime scene and it's curved. I'm gonna present this and I'm gonna take another point of damage because I don't know.
Sure, I mean that's what they're there for. Use them or lose them.
Take that!
Oh!
Ooh, here we go.
Well, the music didn't stop.
It doesn't always stop.
Oh, never mind. I guess it's right. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you could see on the victim's table.
I could tell from the unique dialing, the fact that it brought up a picture of it.
More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. She's
you're
like, oh,
just
fuck. I was so
Splitting
cocky.
rabbits.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as unnatural? What I mean to say is that it looks entirely natural, almost as if it wasn't cut in straight lines. Yeah, you were right. It's the shape of the edge.
Ah. Yeah.
Could you imagine if she argued that like, well, no, that's how I cut my steak. I cut it in like semicircles.
I have a special knife that's curved.
Well, no, you could just do that with a. You could just do that with a knife.
I have a special knife that I spent $4,000 on. It's plated in gold and iron.
Gold iron.
Yeah, Gliron, as I
no
call
English
it.
moment could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Yes. Okay. Yep. Barbaric teeth marks.
I do like how the graphics ability is just high enough to capture that.
Sorry?
It feels like the graphics ability of this game is just high enough to capture that.
To capture the subtlety of the fact that it looks like bite marks.
Yeah.
So actually, I guess what we're doing here is we're double proving this. Because she's like, I would never consider biting into it. And so it's like, okay, well, in that case, this isn't your steak.
Right.
Okay.
Attention!
But what's your actual point? Oh,
Oh, she's got her doily.
I think she was a little embarrassed.
Her fucking sweaty doily that's covered in venom.
Her sweaty doily. I like the little purple for where her eyes would be.
Vociferous doily. That's probably not correct
With
word
one,
usage.
oh, she angry. Also, could you imagine her posture while doing this? She's leaning back like a JoJo villain.
That does look like a JoJo pose a little bit. What do you?
It's a great
The swan is her
silhouette.
stand.
Oh! Puddle jumper, no.
I don't like how quickly you're able to think of a stand name.
It was a folk song about a swan that drowned.
My point stands.
Have we ruffled your feathers? Hey, Ryu, do you know where you're going with this? Not really.
No, not in particular. No, that's okay. The
Okay.
mysterious teeth mark is.
It's clearly like I don't understand how this is a revelation. We've already established, like, it's been a week and I still remember so clearly that we established that that she and the sergeant ordered a steak. It's like, okay, then there's a second steak. Go look for it.
Meanwhile, Ryu is making leaps that I personally would not have made, but okay. I feel like that leads more to there's a second steak than this is proof that she killed him.
Everything, Your Excellency. The fuck are you talking about?
Ryu, you're ahead of the players. Slow down, please.
Like isn't, I don't know, like, wouldn't the sergeant just be like, yeah, I bit into my steak? Like, that's like, before presenting this, wouldn't Ryu have been like, Sergeant, yes? Did you bite into your steak? And he'd be like, absolutely, I eat like a man.
Hello, Lawrence.
Hello,
Welcome to the
Lawrence.
stream. Is this your first time seeing this game? Because we're looking at the steak and we're about to eat it in court.
Hello, Naruto. Hello, Zemnis Ouchie.
That's Ryu Naruto to you?
Ryu Naruto.
Yeah, Zach's two favorite characters
Ryu and Naruto.
God damn it.
from his two favorite video games.
Yeah.
Ultimate Ninja Storm and Street Fighter, absolutely.
Sorry, from his favorite movie and video game, Street Fighter the movie and Ultimate Ninja Warrior.
So Lawrence, we do not have time right now to fill you in on this
Long
case.
story short, we're being accused for
Oh.
murder.
You're,
And,
you're giving me the I have no time to explain monologue.
No, because Adrian was about to do it for me.
Oh, okay.
We've been accused for murder. And we're trying to clear ourselves of murder. And
Oh,
we're
no.
we're
The villain
not
of
e-
the
I
villain
don't
of
think
this
we're even
case
a
is
lawyer,
the
are we?
we're not a lawyer yet. We're a second year student at a lawyer academy, I guess, like an academy of
Right.
law.
So we're not even a lawyer.
We're not even a lawyer, but we are allowed to defend ourselves because that hasn't been established yet. But Lawrence, the villain for this case so far is by far the most racist character we've seen in an Ace Attorney game
She is
so far.
incredibly
No.
racist against the Japanese, and she's in Japan.
She's
No,
in
no.
she's
In a
in
Japanese
she's in
court.
Japan. She the first time she spoke words, like words that we could understand, she was like, "I hate soiling my lips with your savage language." And it's
Oh
like,
my god.
it's like, oh my god. Anyway. She also keeps telling us to shut up. Also, she looks like this.
Oh, that's her.
Right? Isn't it a great character design?
Wait, should we give
It's a
Lawrence a
little
quick
insane.
rundown of our rogues gallery, of our cast of misfits in the
Oh,
court
give me one
record?
second. People.
Oh boy.
So these are our star players.
So this is our best friend.
Yeah,
God.
Street Spider-Man.
This is
That's Mr. Invincible.
yeah,
sorry, no,
Omni-Man. This is Omni. Funny enough, we said that if any of us could do a what do you call it? A fuck, what's the name
Ron
of that voice
Swanson.
actor? No, not Ron
J.K.
Swanson.
Simmons?
Yeah, J.K.
That's not
Simmons. Like that should be his voice, but none of us can do J.K. Simmons.
Well, no one can do J.K. Simmons except J.K. Simmons.
Exactly. That's why he gets work. This is Ancient Pain.
His
this
name
is-
is Takatsuchi Ouchie.
Ouchie, which is where Adrian gets his name from.
The other half
Oh,
is because I
nice.
voiced him like Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts.
This is the murder victim.
Oh no.
This is a waiter who actually turns out to be a chief inspector for the police who's been undercover for like 4 months.
Ooh, all right. Oh,
This-
okay. J.K. Simmons again.
Kind of
J.K.
J.K.
Simmons
Simmons again.
worse.
This is Isanosa, a sergeant, and he is in court right now taking care of taking care of his son. I don't know, sir.
His name's Iesanosa.
Isanosa, and his son is I don't know, sir. This is Adrian in 4 years.
Oh yes.
This is Adrian in 4 hours
Yo, is he rocking?
at the end of stream. This is what stream does to me.
This is the villain, and this
She's
is
racist,
Ancient
so you know she's
Maya.
evil.
Oh, that explains Saba's new name, Ancient Maya.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our rogues gallery at the moment.
Man, that's a lot of J.K. Simmons.
There's a couple in there.
Good handful.
Typical Japanese empty threats. You won't be saying that in a couple dozen years. Europe. Hmm. She's so cocky. If you had such concise, conclusive evidence, you would have presented it already.
Hey, my evidence is fine. It's my character ability to deduce things that the players already deduced that's lacking.
Ow!
Jesus Christ, what happened? Did you
They
break your
hit my
leg?
evidence.
He's laughing. Something hilariously funny and bad happened.
No! I went to go swing my. I went to go swing my
Okay.
leg up on my lap, and I just fucking like golf club smacked my ankle into this one corner of my desk.
Oh no.
It's like sending a spike right into your funny bone, but it's on my foot. Ooh,
Pretty funny, Zach.
shut up.
I like to think that Ryusuke is the one that hit his foot but is trying to keep a straight face.
Just eternally.
Yeah.
This
This
trial has run
sucks.
several hours already.
Oh my god.
Correct. You are right, Ouchie. This cannot be. Ooh.
Someone who does have it. Just talk to the
Oh my.
waiter.
We want to give the player a chance to input.
Who
That man looks
possesses
like Fire Lord Sozin.
Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth of his whole affair? Is it him? He has all the evidence.
I'm pretty sure it's him, but we have 3 lives left.
Take that!
Oh, he slammed it.
There we go, see?
You have it? Yes, I do. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? Oh my god, is it that he took poison? Oh. Focus on the steak with the teeth marks. Just bring out the second steak! I don't know why this is taking so long!
You should have seen it the last stream before this, Lawrence. Zach was like admiring this game and how much he liked the writing, but this is the one part.
This is the one part of this case that we've gone through so far where it's like, just get on with it! What are you Yes!
What the heck?
Are you telling me one witness said that they bit their steak and the other witness said that they didn't? So now we're coming to the conclusion that the steak with the bite marks in it is his?
There's so many
It's
questions
been
I have in a single image. I have so many questions. One, is he wielding a weapon that is this windmill?
Two,
he
he
has a
uses it
baby.
to entertain his son. Yeah, like this.
Three, man on the left is dying internally and externally.
Man on the left is, it was true. I can't skip any faster. It won't let me skip. Is there a way to auto-complete texts? Text skip on!
Ooh.
God.
To skip something really important right now that this is on.
Well, it's not text skip, it's just like, get to the end. See? Like that. Like we did with the other game. And I never accidentally skipped important dialogue there. And besides, even if I did, we have history.
A lot of reading.
Us took it to gives me something will be an affront to the entire British Empire. That's the revel. You didn't need to write this. This case is 7 hours long. Oh, God.
Like all you are having a wonderful time.
Bang! With the gun.
You can't.
Ugh, with the man.
You can't fucking tell me that. Like, why? You already hid the coin underneath the steak. Why would you switch it? Like, oh, just to make sure?
Yeah. This character's known for his being thorough.
No, that's this guy.
Oh, I thought he was about to pull that kid's head off.
I wish he would have. I really wish he would have just twisted it, like, just snap his head.
No, it's his son.
And he's a criminal and a thief.
You have to flip it backwards like a pistol.
What does he dispense?
Koba coins.
He dispenses wisdom. He tells you the secrets of the ages.
In the form of blood. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. Dude, this is so excessive. So the waiter did bring the right steak, because it was the steak that was at the table, but the sergeant switched. But you didn't need to write this. Also, Lawrence, you'll notice that the sergeant has a Wario mustache. That's because he had a breakdown animation.
Oh.
Despite just being a witness. Despite just being a witness.
Damn, that's one nervous witness.
Oh, that's the first time we've seen that animation from her.
She's eating her mask.
She's so stressed. Yeah!
There we
Wow,
go.
camera angles.
Dude, just get on with it. Oh my god. I can only edge for so long, and it's been 3 weeks. That'd be really funny if her character model didn't even have eyes modeled.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I think that would be a great for her breakdown animation, right? Is like it reveals and her eyes are like crazy, like they're like like they just point,
No.
they point in
Then-
different directions.
All the add the eyes there, but as for now, no eyes.
But
I do like the triumphant theme.
it is good.
Is this the first time we've been this like triumphant? Because I feel like we haven't had a lot of momentum this game.
We had an incredible amount of momentum, and then they brought out this fucking wrong steak. You remember? You
mean-
remember last week, Adrian, when you and I were getting fucking hype because he did his first objection?
I'll say this, all right?
That was a tremendous
The
amount of
blame-
momentum.
The blame is not on the fucking what's his face, the inspector. The blame is on the sergeant, which is slightly different than we expected.
I mean, well, yes, and I agree with your assessment that it's not his fault. This guy seems pretty good at his job. A little overzealous, but that's totally fine. But I don't know. This whole detour doesn't need to be here.
Fuck.
That's not what the steak looks like.
It's what the steak
wait,
looks
no,
like in
wait
the
a minute.
picture.
No, it's not what the steak looks like in the picture. Because that one, like, look, if we go back, it's like a straight line.
Yeah,
See?
but that's the one. The one in the picture is already switched. So he switched it before this picture was taken.
But it's so bonkers because it doesn't even look like this. Well, I mean, it kind of does, but not really. Like, look how deep that cut is, or that bite. God, and also, that steak is soft enough for you to bite with your teeth.
Maybe it's rare.
It's still, like, bloody.
Probably.
Feel free to examine the steak. You have any place? Oh, there you go. That's a straight line.
Yes!
See, now I'm gonna repeat myself, Adrian, because I know I said this before, but this
Taking
still
lessons
feels.
from the game, I see.
Yeah, I am. This entire detour still seems like a fault of the inspector, because when you have 2 stakes in your personal locker, because remember there isn't an evidence locker. It's just he kept all this stuff on his own person for 3 days. One of them has a blood stain on it, and the other one doesn't. Which one of these do you think is more relevant, sir? Mr.
one, of
Inspector?
The one that matches the picture,
It's so
which has the bite mark.
What is that? But one has a blood stain on it. And if
Yeah,
you
but
can't,
that's
if you
which do you
can't
trust more? This
recognize
fucking-
blood
which
as a
do you
police
trust more?
officer,
Which do
get
you
out of here.
trust more?
He's
The fucking-
constantly coughing up
Which
blood.
do you trust more, the defendant or this picture?
I trust the fact that there's blood on one of them. You should have inspected that.
That could have been his own blood. He could have come like, oh, well, that's fine.
It's so.
You can't know that's the
frustrating.
victim. You can just be like, oh, that's probably just mine. That's my mistake.
God. Oh, different angle.
Oh, she vaporized everyone else in the defendant's in the witness stand.
Oh no.
Oh,
The goose ate them.
undone by a Japanese. Oh God.
Oh. Ooh.
He's trying to block.
It was real?
I mean, it
Yes,
was
we-
moving, so I guess that makes
Oh my
sense.
god, there's chiclets!
It was pregnant too?
Pregnant? It's eggs that would have.
Pregnant with a... Oh.
Oh my god, she's fleeing! Bailiff, get him!
She's fleeing the scene. Get her!
Bailiffs,
Oh,
get her!
look at all
Use
these baby chicks.
your... Bailiffs, use your gravity guns!
Oh. Also, it's ridiculous to insinuate that she'd be angelic.
Was that just a collective hallucination? Did she not fly away?
Just a little out.
No, there's baby chicks everywhere, so we know that it's real.
Maybe only the flying away part was hallucination.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That entire detour was just to delay her breakdown. Really. As you surmise, I chose a particular day for one very important reason, because he had a dental appointment. But why murder him? Was it because he liked the Japanese? Like, please, that'd be a great motivation for your character, considering how fucking racist you are.
Oh, Lawrence isn't here for I Want to Be Ninja. I'll explain it to him later.
You want to be a ninja? All right.
Not just a ninja, I want to be ninja.
Oh.
Oh, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. Ryu. She's like, oh shit. I made sure that he wouldn't fall. Sure. I happen to know that he always carried a gun. So she did. So that entire section of the case where it's like she couldn't have possibly hid anything on her person, she absolutely did. She had a pistol on her.
Yeah, but nowhere that we can search decently in court.
Oh, right, but then just remove her temporarily, have the police check, and then come back.
They can't do that. She's a
can't do
proper
that.
British lady. She wouldn't let him get their filthy hands on her.
Don't. There had to be two guns, idiot. You noticed the gun as intended. But
Bang, went
doesn't?
my
But
gun.
you remember that intro? You remember the intro movie to this case where it was like a bang? It wasn't Ryu pointing the gun at the professor.
Yeah.
So,
So Ryu did it. Case closed.
yeah, exactly,
I mean,
right?
that was almost the case for the first like 30 minutes of this case. Just fighting tooth and nail. Like, I know I was pointing the gun at him, and I know that he has a bullet wound in his shoulder.
But it wasn't
But-
me.
I swear it to your honor.
So the poison from earlier, that's just for paralysis.
So
It's for paralysis. You can't feel
Yeah.
pain while it's happening. Can't move.
no, you do feel pain while it's happening.
Does he?
Yeah, remember
Oh.
that? Remember we covered that where it's like the whole thing where you got that like super severe burn on his wrist. They talked about it like, man, he felt every second of that before he died.
I thought that was the point of the anesthetic property. Doesn't it have like an anesthetic property?
Right, it can be used as an anesthetic when it's properly processed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like he might still maybe not feel it, but whatever.
Either way.
Either way, he died. Rip.
Either way, he did. Because this lady... For some... We still don't know why.
Because she's racist.
Oh, Lawrence, we totally forgot, like, possibly the most shocking part of this entire thing, beyond her being a huge racist, is the entire case was essentially all wrapped up in a neat little bow when we proved that she brought the bottle of sparkling water and that she had them toast it because the victim, had gotten dental work earlier that day. And so when they would both drink, it would go into his bloodstream and kill him, right?
Right.
So she goes, "Oh, you really think you got me?" And she fucking snatches the bottle out of the police inspector's hands and smashes it on the ground where the evidence soaks into the carpet, and she just goes, "Fuck you."
What the fuck?
And she gets away with it.
What, Judge? Come on, Judge.
There is
Insane.
the premise of that, like, oh well, Japan and Britain just made this alliance, so we really don't want to convict a British person, even though a British person killed a British person. So
Like, a British person killing a British person on Japanese soil does not reflect poorly on Japan. It reflects poorly on Britain, obviously. And then the thing of it being like if they didn't have the bottle with the poison to check and prove that the bottle had the poison in it, because they didn't do that yet. They just logically proved that it was there or that it was a possibility. If they didn't have that, she could appeal if we
Oh.
convicted her on those grounds. So it's like, okay, well, we can't do that.
Yeah, it feels weird when they're like standing still and only their mouths move.
don't let her speak to you in private, Judge.
She's gonna murder you!
Oh my God, is this the last we see of this judge?
That'd be great.
That'd be sad. I like this judge. Oh my God, what if this guy dies and it goes back to the modern judge, like an ancestor of his?
Is that not who this is now?
I would assume not.
Oh!
He's-
She's a ghost!
She burrowed into the secret tunnel. Dude, what if she's slurping up the poison on the floor?
Just trying to kill herself. Jesus Christ, it's finally done. Ouchie does not lose.
Not with a name like Ouchie.
He's so nervous again.
He's actually sleeping. That's just his eyes moving in deep REM sleep.
So I have a question. Do you think that there is a deeper conspiracy to this case? Because she's a university student who learned under him, right? She was one of the students that came from Britain with him. And then he worked with Yujin, who was Kazuma's like mentor, right?
Oh, this is for sure not the last we've seen of these characters.
No, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is that I wonder if the reason why he specifically told us to say that we're defending ourselves instead of Kazuma doing it was that he does actually care for Kazuma, and he knew that this case would be extremely hard to win because he was part of the conspiracy to have him murdered with the poison and stuff.
Probably.
You become conceited with age.
Oh, kill
Don't-
him! Get him,
Kill
Kazuma.
you.
He has by the way, Kazuma carries a sword on
Oh my god. Oh my god.
him.
That's such dishonor. And still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to Naruhodo clan. Oh!
Oh,
He
Pog!
essentially casts a curse on the bloodline, which is why we keep beating the shit out of
Oh
Pain.
my God! Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can find
It keeps
something.
getting bold.
I believe go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my God! Wait, I wanted to cut to Ouchie and look at him, like with his current hairdo. Oh, come on, go back to Ouchie. I want to show something.
Okay.
Please, game. I want to see the sad, defeated man.
But the Western idea of science is rapidly gaining acceptance. something that's based on fact and not just thought and conjecture? That's ridiculous.
You know what, Judge? You're right. Let's go back to thought and conjecture for the rest of the history of the
Let's
world.
go back to faith.
Let's just let lawyers conjecture wildly when they know the right answer, even though they don't have the proof yet, and then they'll let them find the proof later, and they'll just bluff their way through.
Because I know you said that that's Phoenix's superpower is like the ability to bluff super well. He's also on several occasions really, really, really good at guessing.
Correct. I don't think it's going to show us Ouchie defeated, but
Shame.
I wanted to mention that he actually bore a striking resemblance to Winston Payne's hairstyle in Apollo Justice. Because he shows up as your first enemy there again. And this is what he looks like in Apollo Justice.
Oh yeah, he has the
geez,
long friar haircut. Also,
And he
I like
has a
his
yellow
lips.
suit.
He does have a yellow suit. Ah, yeah, there you go.
The weird throwback to
Dude,
specifically
not
Ace Attorney 4.
Guilty.
We did it!
Yeah, it only took fucking 8 hours.
Oh, there he is! There,
He's
look, he
frozen.
looks exactly like him!
Dude, business on top and party in the back.
Did they? Hey, did they have glasses back then? Was that invented yet?
I mean, if they have forensic medicine, they probably have glasses.
Fair enough. That makes sense. I'm still not super clear on when this takes place. They probably mentioned it at some point, but I don't remember.
Modern days. Really.
Okay, finally. I can't believe I fucking did it, dude. I'm so happy. Oh god,
Yunosuke.
that case was written so perfectly for so long, and then it was just like, oh, like you know what that feels like? It feels like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with the her stealing the bottle and dropping it. Because remember, our immediate response to that was to have a fucking Jimmy Neutron brain blast and remember that there was blood on the steak plate, right? And then it's like, okay, well, you can't just bring out the steak plate because then that would be like 20 seconds after she drops the thing. So we got to add this like extra nonsense in there. It almost feels like they wrote themselves into a little bit of a corner because it's like, well, we need to solve this case, but it's already been going on for 7 hours. Let's add this stupid bullshit with the coin and the sergeant and his son. He does the ha ha ha.
Where's the wind coming from?
Lawrence is tapping into all the jokes we made 2 weeks ago. Because you're right, we're
well,
indoors. Oh, thank
Who's
you,
up,
Ancient
Will?
Maya.
I wonder if her name...
Nope.
Actually, wait, wasn't it like... No, she's not Ami. Grotto's not Ami, so she doesn't invent the Fey channeling technique, so she can't have the same power.
That would be bonkers if it's like later on in this game or maybe the second one she's like, oh, my niece Ami. And it's like Ancient Pearl.
Oh my god, that'd be pog as hell, dude.
That would actually be really cool. Your father. Oh yeah, see, she was super helpful in this case. She like brought out, she translated from English to be like, yeah, there is here are the witnesses' notes on this like rare and unheard of poison to help save your life.
I wonder if the notes included what would happen if you, I guess, didn't use the poison properly.
What do
But
you mean?
just like she, because the notes that we got were only the bits that she was able to translate in time. I wonder if the full version of the notes has like, what if you don't use the poison properly, like happened in the case.
What do you mean by not used it properly? She did use it properly.
I thought it was ingested, rather than using a fucking arrow.
No, right. But remember, the poison is only fatal when taken in through a wound, which is the whole reason why they have the story element of him with the dentist thing. Yeah, he had a tooth removed. So that's why she was able. That's why she was able to chug like an entire glass of poison without much problem.
Okay, never mind then.
And that was same thing I told you on Saturday, where I looked it up, and allegedly around the time that this game would have taken place, they hadn't separated the definitions for poison and venom yet. They were both just called poison.
Right.
Did you know that, Lawrence, by the way? Did you know that you can drink rattlesnake venom and it won't kill you? It'll just give you a tummy ache?
Ooh, I did not know that. I would not
Don't try it, though, because if
anyways.
you have literally any cuts on the inside of your mouth or your esophagus or your stomach, you will die.
Hey, Lawrence, I got a good prank for when we meet up for Saba for that Korean barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go put rattlesnake venom in her
I'm gonna
drink.
make her cheers, and then I'm gonna have a big steak, and there'll be Grant in the corner with a big coin, and Zach selling him it.
I'm trying to sell the coin. Oh, that's so good. Wait, then, who's Lawrence? Is Lawrence your child or Grant's child?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
No, Lawrence is the
reenact
waiter.
this case poorly.
Lawrence is the waiter that brings
Oh,
the.
he's the inspector, and Okay, Lawrence, you have to join the FBI.
Oh, you got it. Anything for this prank.
Oh my God.
I love the idea of hyper dedication to a one-off joke. all right, I'm gonna invent a time machine just so I can go back in time and put a kick me sticker on the back of President Obama's jacket when he goes up the Air Force One that first time.
Oh, yeah.
You're not taking that sword, are you?
Of course I am. I wonder how many people actually owned katanas back then.
I don't know. That's a good point.
Cause like, no, we've not seen literally anyone else care. Not even the bailiffs have one.
What happened to Giselle Brett? She is guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. We let her go because she's British and white.
Wait a second.
No. No.
She's British and white.
She's going to Shanghai? Quick, give me your sword! Just runs after her. Cuts her into 4 pieces. It's a matter of consular
is this
jurisdiction.
Jadale Brett? Is this her speaking this? Is she gonna taunt us in our face?
No, it's him.
Oh.
Okay.
Just weird
So,
man.
consular jurisdiction, is Shanghai a British territory at this point?
Probably. If that's the
Oh my
implication.
god. So she can't be tried in Japan because she's British? Who's gonna bring her to justice? Oh my god, could you imagine if that's why we don't have Kazuma for like the rest of the game? Is that he goes to Shanghai to try
her.
No, not to assassinate, to try her. God damn it, Lawrence.
She can't get away with this. I'm taking justice in my own swirling headband and katana.
With my own swirling eyeglasses.
Yeah.
He's not a stereotypical Japanese nerd. He doesn't have swirly eyeglasses.
As long as you... I would wear swirly eyeglasses if I could afford them.
What do you mean afford them? You can probably go to a novelty store for like $10.
Yeah, but no, prescription.
$2.
Oh, prescription swirly glasses.
Yeah, imagine prescription swirly glasses that don't actually fuck up my vision, but they do look like they're all swirly.
That would probably be so annoying because you have that swirly overlay over everything.
No. Like I said, it wouldn't fuck up my vision.
I guess. How would you
You have-
achieve that though? Halo looks
Precision
swirly from
crystal,
far away.
persistent, or precision crystal alignment.
Yeah, science, baby.
That sounds like some alternative medicine shit.
I am a huge fan of pseudoscience. That is true.
I've heard you were. This isn't a thing that happened on stream, but like back when we were living together, Zach hoarded different types of crystals and constantly tried to use them to summon our chakra together. As like a bonding thing. Every game night, he would give everyone a little crystalline gift to hold on for the game, but then he would demand them back fervently. He'd be like, "All right, give me my crystals! I need them!"
I need them. That one time that Grant barged into my room too early because he had to ask me a question, and there were just a bunch of crystals hanging in very precise alignment, and I was shining a light through one of them, and it was making like a diorama on the wall of like stars. And
That was in your right hand. The other hand was shining through a different alignment of crystals that shot a laser directly through Grant's hair, and he had to like grow it back over the course of some months.
It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's fucking, like Grant, I like the idea of Grant not mentioning this.
Grant's not even. We have to clip this and send this to Grant later.
of how I used precision aligned friendship crystals to cut his hair off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. You feel free to do that. Oh god, that's so good. I haven't been paying attention at all. What's happening?
Me neither.
They've been saying
Well, that's enough
something.
seriousness for now. Oh my god.
Man, this game looks really good, but I really dislike how the outline snaps from one side to the other when certain characters face towards the screen. It's a little jarring.
I
What do you
don't
mean your
have the
detective
screen.
holds it out? Yeah, we know that he is. Also, he's dying still. Like, that never came up. Is that just quirky?
He said it was a cold.
This is Quirk. He's dying.
Well, because, like, I think that the reason why he has this whole coughing thing was he was the person that we used the interjection. Remember when Brett was doing her testimony, and there was a part where he responded, he was like, oh. And that was like his tell, so that way we knew to talk to him. Is that really the only reason why this guy is constantly coughing up fucking blood?
Huh. I wanted to Google him, but I didn't. It says under personality, it would appear as if he has a lung disease, as whenever he coughs, his mouth begins to dribble blood. However, given the games take place in the Meiji period and not modern times, this strongly implies that he has tuberculosis?
Yeah. I think I said that, actually.
Well, all right.
I mean,
Because originally I was hoping that it was like poison, right? Like he took a little sippy
right.
and he got a little poison.
That would have been so funny.
That would have been a lot better, I think, actually. Because otherwise, I really don't like the idea that the
It does
inspector
feel like a
slowly
big
dying of
red herring.
tuberculosis. Well, did you ever watch the Ghibli movie As the Wind Rises?
I didn't know. I've barely watched any Ghibli.
It's extremely good. I watched it like 9 times in theaters, I think. But one of the characters in that, like the wife of the main character, she develops tuberculosis, and then like every single time she appears for the rest of the movie until she died, she just coughs, and then blood just appears like on her sleeve or in her napkin or whatever. So now whenever anybody coughs and blood, I just like, tuberculosis.
Oh.
Oh my.
Why did she kill Dr. Wilson?
Why? Was it your professor?
It's because he was equally racist, and she didn't want a rival.
No,
That can't be more than one person's quirk.
I don't like Dr. Watson's thing being racist.
He's racist against his own kind. He hates the British people. He's self-loathing,
He's self-loathing.
and she couldn't stand for that.
Only you, the ultimate racist is when you're the ultimate racist is when your race races against your own race. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
It's like those. It's like the black people that join the KKK, and it's like down with black people. And it's like, do you understand what you're saying?
Is Cosmo really trying to say, "Oh, you're a better lawyer than I am"?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he was like leading the charge for a while, but then our intuition did save the case.
True.
Like almost literally at the 4-hour, i.e. halfway point of that case, Kazuma was like out. He was like, I got nothing. And then we like took the reins and fixed the whole thing. See, his nose did the thing.
You did?
Crystal about 1 hour in, yeah.
I want to make sure I don't forget when it happened, because I always forget when things happen on stream. I just know they happen on stream vaguely.
And unfortunately, it's like 3 hours, so you can't really skip through it. I'm human, you are?
No, he's a robot.
Ah. Keep an eye on his nose, Lawrence.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
When he turns back to face the camera, you'll notice it. Ah! See?
That's fine.
It's fine because I understand the limitations, but still.
I mean, it makes sense too. It's the furthest edge away from you. That's how you do lines generally when you're drawing someone.
I know, but I don't know. I guess for me, I wish so that way, because it like my brain keeps registering it as his nose is snapping, like he's just like his nose is just breaking itself.
Because you just don't have an artist's mind.
Well, what if it just faded from one side? Like, what if it faded and then unfaded?
What if it just faded
It
from
is
reality?
admittedly a harsh transition.
Because you can handle harsh transitions.
He asked us a favor.
Hey, you, Pikachu. Remember that? Haha, I love Pokemon.
I arranged a rickshaw.
I love Pokemon.
I love Pokemon that won't be invented for 100 years.
Let's pick up this box and conversation.
Yay!
We did it! And Lawrence is here for the last like tip of the sock of it, basically.
The tip of the sock, yes.
That's a weird
That's my
analogy,
favorite
but-
phrase.
It's on the tip of my sock. I love that pose from where he's. Oh! Bro, dude!
Oh, you can't just do that to him.
What? He tries.
I was gonna say
dirty.
you realize that he's the reason why you're not in jail, right? Because he went against procedure and like saved a bunch of evidence from the scene, i.e. the bottle of sparkling water. Otherwise you would have been dead, idiot.
Nah, he didn't do much. He was just there dying.
Oh, that feels, because like I feel like that's kind of supposed to be a reference to Gumshoe, but Gumshoe was way more bumbling than that guy was.
Oh, absolutely.
This
Also,
guy is like
I don't like the implications
together,
of
at least.
I don't like the implications of the favor that they just said. A favor that I didn't realize how much it would change my life.
All right, Lawrence,
Yeah.
we're about to start a new case. Do you think 3 people is enough to do some voice acting?
Listen, we're all professional voice actors.
Ooh, they're like little
We can do it.
tickets.
Ooh.
Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. Episode 2, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Oh! They're named like Sherlock Holmes chapters.
The adventure of
Dude, what if our next cases were on the Titanic?
That wouldn't be around yet, but that'd be really funny.
It wouldn't be, but I mean, hey, if they want to bend history
Of
for
the
the sake of
runaway
comedy, I'm all
Rome.
for it.
of the
What are we
clouded
gonna do
Kokoro.
in the Titanic? It's like, who could have, sunk hit the iceberg?
Wait, the Hound of Baskervilles? That's because I just bought like the complete collection of Sherlock Holmes stories. That's this is the title of the first okay, so Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was getting sick and tired of writing Sherlock Holmes stories at one point, and so he just wrote him dying. He wrote him
Right.
getting murdered by Professor Moriarty. But then like a couple years later, he goes on like a golfing trip and a guy in Scotland's like, "Oh, did you ever hear about the amazing tale of the Blackund and how it kills people in the night?" And he's like, "Oh, that's a good story." And then he wrote The Hound of Baskerville.
Ooh.
I was gonna
So-
say that is a real Sherlock Holmes story, isn't it? Or at least a Conan
Yeah, that's
Doyle
what I just
story.
said. Yes.
I mean, I was thinking that as soon as you got excited about it, I was like, that's just a Sherlock Holmes story.
That's so weird because the rest of these aren't.
Maybe they
You
are.
sound like it though.
All right, well, let's move on. I do like how these look like tickets. I think that's really neat.
Ticket, please. Ticket, please.
Don't take it.
What was
Throws
the
you
name?
off.
What was the name of this game? It was the Great Ace Attorney.
The Great
Something
Ace
on the
Attorney
Adventure of the
Buttfucker
Unbreakable Speckled
99.
I'm sorry.
Smooth, dark room.
Everybody shut up.
Holmes and I waited.
Jones.
Breath.
Shh.
In time,
Here he
there came
comes.
from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his
Do it.
tense voice reverberating through the air.
The Heartless, they're
I raised
invading.
my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. "I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson." In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
The steamship
Booyah.
Beret. Oh!
Is this?
So then,
Oh.
let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious
Oh my
murder.
god.
Pray, do excuse me.
Hello, Sergeant Midriff.
The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a shocking mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor,
In his blood!
almost
Oh.
certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was
Go-
conscientious
wait.
at the time.
I think that said God Ape upside down.
Evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Excuse me.
This paper seems
That's how you get the fingerprints!
him himself, I would venture.
What?
This is the most anime shit in the world!
What
Oh
have we
my-
here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
Da! No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
It is me.
Then why are we here?
Yeah.
And in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
She's British.
Who are you? And
I
where
guess she
have
does
you
speak
come from?
English.
Well, maybe that's just translation purposes, I guess. I don't know.
Herlock Sholmes.
Can't believe it's
It's fuckers.
so bishy.
Could you imagine showing
What if it was
this?
us in there?
Oh my god. Ryu Naruto.
Yeah.
Could you imagine showing this to Sir Arthur Conan
Conan.
Doyle?
Yeah.
Unknown
rolling.
racist. uh, something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. He opens the thing. Oh, we're in that room.
Wait, we're not actually in there, are we?
Oh my god, I think we were.
Oh no.
Oh god, who's gonna be Herlock?
Is this Herlock? What if it's someone else?
Oh, never mind. It's this guy. God.
It's Sailor Man.
So the Russian sailor man who wants to take a crack at it. And
I
we'll
can
actually.
do Mafia Man voice.
All right, keep in mind, Lawrence, if you do this, you have to do all of the sailors.
We had to drag you out of wardrobe. Oh man, I gotta remember how to voice act. I do not believe how you could wake up. You are true-blooded man.
Cold-blooded man. Yeah.
What? Oh, duh, yes. I speak English.
Lawrence needs a little bit of time to warm up, I think, but that's okay.
Yeah, we played like the last 2 games without voice acting, so it's like a little bit.
You found me then. What?
We found you. Now you pay criminal.
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 I guess we're gonna be a defendant the same amount of time as Phoenix was in the trilogy. The 2.
How are you hiding in tiny wardrobe?
Oh my god, we
sorry.
were in the wardrobe.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is,
No. I'll tell you everything. This must be Herlock.
Let's just wait and see.
No, it's her again. It's Ancient Maya.
That's 0 for 2, Zach.
I can't. I just want Herlock, dude. Just come on. I don't know who wants to do Susato.
Why did you do it? Why did you do
God
that?
damn, I hate this one.
Miss Susato.
Listen, I'm the greatest substitute.
Wait, what'd you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What?
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very
dead.
cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. It's you son of a bitch.
His body?
Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. These handcuffs. Surely you don't think that I
have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please.
No. No! No! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. that
Flashback
you...
time.
Oh. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? I don't know. This was grand. So
I had a feeling it was Grant, considering there was silence.
I don't know, Adrian, you want to take it? Or are you saying, or are you saving your jelly for
Luxrooms.
I can do Cosmo for now.
okay.
Do what you find it funny being a stowaway. Besides, how else could you come with England to study? I'm just doing Solid Snake. It's because
I think that's, I'm about to say the headband, that's fine. I was it was really something else when they brought your
You were about
luggage
to
in
do
here
Snake
earlier though. No. The way the Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor, I thought I was going to die.
Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Whoa,
Hey!
dude.
Honestly, I thought I had broken every bone in my body.
Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confuse yourself... Oh, if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone to discover you.
I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
Is this the favor he asked? Can you please stow away in my luggage?
I'm about to say, the favor might be come with me. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean?
From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about time that steward is supposed to show up and come clean this cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I've hidden in boxes more effectively than that wardrobe. I tell you what, why don't you try keep out or something on this piece of paper?
What?
And I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know. So, okay, so that's why we were in the wardrobe. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How could this have happened?
How could this
Happen to you? Kazuma,
I'm
my
dead.
friend. Oh, you're dead. We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make much trouble for yourself. Murder.
No, I'm not a murderer.
Ah,
God, I'm really not, guys.
you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
I mean, I wonder if someone else like he took the luggage out at some point and brought it back in and the murderer was inside his luggage. And look, it's not a locked room, there's a big ass vent right there that someone could have like pushed open. Like there's a million ways someone could have gotten to this room.
Bright red one? Nah.
The bright
supposed
red
to-
one that
you're not
draws your
supposed to look at
attention. It's like it's ridiculous.
No.
Please. Tell me
Impossible.
what happened. I need to know.
Oh, but there's something I'd like to ask of you too. I forgot I was voicing her.
Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened.
Investigation time. It's our
Yay,
favorite part of the
finally.
game.
he really has been killed, hasn't he? Isn't this just a bad dream?
Yes, this is just a bad dream.
Good morning!
Good morning.
And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
I could break these cuffs.
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There was no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from the outside. Also, that vent, you cannot open that despite the fact that it's bright red. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
I know it glows when you get near it, and a big X prompt pops up when you get near it, but you can't break it down.
Yeah. Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation, other than the fact that there's tape outside your closet doors?
Yeah, actually, wait, doesn't that already prove that it wasn't me? Because how could I have properly stuck the sticker to the door if I was inside?
Yeah, there's no way you could have done that.
Let's see how long it takes for them to get to that conclusion. Huh?
That would be incredible. If they don't.
I bet hour 5. Anyone else?
How did
Probably
he-
about as long, I'd say.
How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Sasato-san. You have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes.
Alright, about the incident. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin?
I'll be
I don't
right back
underst-
to the bathroom and check on my dog.
Right.
I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably, there's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
He's...
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at the cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... There was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor, rotting Russian. God, what do you say it read upside
It
down?
was God Evidal? God Evidal? Agul.
Wait.
Maybe it is just
Ellie?
right. Maybe it is just Cyrillic, but I don't know. They've done that. They've done this thing where like the victim writes something multiple times at this point. So I'm wondering if it's that where it looks Cyrillic, but it's not.
Perhaps.
The tape is so stupid.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello, nothing happened. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep when in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
Hour 4, we'll bring up the tape.
Yeah.
This
To
is
be
all
fair,
very hard
I
for
do-
me to believe too, trust me.
I do feel like it's a little hard to believe just because I feel like you would have heard someone dying just outside those closet doors, or
Unless he's a
someone
crazy
knocking
heavy
on,
sleeper.
or someone knocking on the door, or someone busting down the door, and then
But if he
maybe
was knocked out
screaming.
by some knockout gas,
Perhaps.
Not made any noise whatsoever. Speaking of which, real quick, I did want to say that I watched the new Suicide Squad movie today. It was on HBO Max, so I checked it out.
How was that?
It's better than the first one. I will definitely give it that. It has some really good action scenes and some really good like character moments, to be quite honest. Like it's very workmanlike in that it doesn't really feel like the scenes necessarily flow very well together. It's like, this is a character scene, this is an action scene, this is a comedy scene, repeat.
Yeah, they literally tell you when, like, what kind of scene that is.
More or less, right? But
yeah.
it wasn't necessarily bad. Like, I ended up liking a lot of the characters despite the fact that most of them died for no reason. But the reason I brought this up was that there's a character named Ratcatcher 2 in it, and she is the daughter. She is the daughter of Ratcatcher, and her the whole joke about her is that she's a millennial, so she's always tired and doesn't want to wake up on time. And they constantly, for the first like 40 minutes of the movie, every time she's on screen, it's like a joke about how millennials don't know things. So like they're doing a debriefing, right? Explaining exactly what they're going to be doing over the course of the movie. And she raises her hand and it's like, yes, you have a question? And she's like, what's that? And it's a fucking overhead projector. And I'm like, and I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I'm 25. This lady's supposed to be like 30. I know what an overhead projector is. Shut up with your millennial jokes. But the reason I brought this up was that because her thing is like, she's constantly sleeping and she's a heavy sleeper, King Shark, who's all over the marketing, there's a point where he just gets a little hungry and he decides to like pick her up and start putting her in her mouth. And the whole joke is like, how heavy of a sleeper can you be? And she's like, I'm going back to bed. It's like,
to be fair, Ratcatcher 2 is a very millennial humor name.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's just, well, not superhero, they're super villains, but I'm about to say that's what the Suicide Squad is. But
I forgot.
But I don't know, man. It's just weird because like I can't think of the last time I saw a mainstream piece of media that was like, millennials, am I right? Like, that feels so weird to me.
Well, now you can remember the last time. It was Suicide Squad 2.
It was Suicide... Well, it's not even Suicide Squad. So that's the thing, is that this movie is just called... So the first one was called Suicide Squad. This one is called The Suicide Squad. So it's technically a reboot.
Rebooting.
But it's not a reboot because it canonically takes place after the first movie.
So it's Suicide Squad 2.
Essentially, but they don't make reference to the first movie at all, except the fact that a lot of these characters already know each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like a hard reboot, a soft reboot, and a sequel all wrapped up into one. And I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
I don't know. Ask James Gunn.
Anyway.
It's my turn to ask you a question.
Yeah. All right. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Ooh, more topics.
Why you've been on board the ship, Naruto-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Well, I'm on the ship to murder Kazuma. I mean...
No.
Make friends with Kazuma.
Yes. I'm afraid that's true. I am a stowaway. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I've been here the whole time.
I had no idea that I could have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing. Oh.
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
Why would he want a stupid dumbass in his cabin with him?
Were you just his roommate? I don't understand. Why would he want you specifically and then only in his room at all times?
Instead of me!
Instead of me!
You're not worthy of his blade.
Oh, euphemisms. I saw the other week I saw Jungle Cruise with my nephew and my sister. And there's a part in that movie which I thought was like fine, like it's not great or anything, but there was a part essentially there's a character in it who's very effeminate and like doesn't like getting dirty and all this nonsense. And so, surprise, surprise, they have like a one-on-one scene with him and The Rock at one point where he explains that the reason why he hangs out with his sister all the time is because she's the only reason that he's still like part of the family fortune, because his interests lie, quote unquote, thoroughly elsewhere other than the women that have been coming to him. And The Rock just goes to elsewhere and like they clink drinks and whatever. And at first I was like, oh, that's, it's fine. It's not exactly a excellent scene, but I mean, it's inoffensive, I guess. But then Disney started doing their whole bullshit where it's like,
oh no,
the gay character in our movie, we're devoted to representation and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
It's the first gay character in a movie with The Rock.
That's not even true.
That we did.
Oh, that we did.
No, but you know what else? You know what is true? Disney likes gay characters that are very open and progressive.
How many
What do you
gay
mean?
character
What do you
hymens
mean?
can Disney have?
What do you mean Owl House is only getting 2 episodes next season?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
the
even
one where-
extended
the one where-
episodes. They're still 20-minute episodes.
They're gonna be 2-minute shorts each, where it's each of the characters saying to the camera, "I'm not gay," and then cuts the next one.
Yeah. They're just gonna say they're just friends.
Luz and Amity are they're like, I am heterosexual. I am heterosexual. Cuts to Ida. I am heterosexual. Like,
We're all heterosexual down here.
and then cuts to Dana Terrence like live, like in person. She's fucking crying, mascara running down her face. She's like, I am heterosexual.
So sad.
It's like the equivalent. It's like the equivalent of an ISIS beheading video, but it's just Disney forcing people to say that they're not LGBTQ or whatever.
Sounds about par for course for them. Not gonna lie.
That's so. I'm actually really sad.
That's really unfortunate.
I'm just imagining like a horrible dystopian like background with like a giant Mickey Mouse, but he's like, oh, but and everybody's just in a line and they have to get in front of a camera and say, I'm not heterosexual. Or sorry, I am heterosexual, and then move
I
on.
am not heterosexual.
I was about to say,
Whoever
like,
says that, they're gonna be executed.
No,
by
no,
the
no.
Disney
Yeah,
Games.
yeah, yeah.
Goons
So
in
it's
heavy black SWAT gear with like little Mickey Mouse ears that come in like.
Like, yeah, like their SWAT gear has the Mickey Mouse ears on it. That's so good. Like it's like a line that just stretches off into the horizon and snakes back and forth like 6 times, right? And it's just people that go up, and some of them are like fine, some are just like, oh, it's Tuesday again. We gotta go to the Disney Corporation and say that we're heterosexual. And then there's other people that it's clearly like really upsetting to them. And then one person, like you see them like 2 or 3 people down the line, and they have like rainbow colored hair, and they're wearing like a crop top, and they have like fishnet leggings, like all of the stereotypical like, oh, I'm gay type stuff that you see in cartoons from like the fucking 50s. And they and they walk up there like, I'm gay and I'm proud, and before they even finish the sentence, they get vaporized by lasers from Mickey's eyes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For your gay representation, aka Mickey Mouse. He owns everyone. He owns all the gays.
He owns all the gays. He represents.
He's a paragon of representation.
Yeah.
Why are you so close to me? Keep backing away.
Solid snake time.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was dead. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible
dead, so I wouldn't
trial.
have to voice him anymore.
Exactly. We've never had flashbacks in this game. What are you talking about? I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. I only went to 2 years of law school just to be with you, Kazuma. I mean, next to you.
You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Oh, so we're just like a general university student.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought we were going to a university of law, and not that I'm just like a dumbass high school college student.
So, dumbass college student, you were able to properly defend yourself in the court of law.
Because I was able to remember that there was a blood stain on a plate.
Correct. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London's the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. You can tell because they put the R closer to the T. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
You could tell that they're the spearhead of cultural development because they go around and they use full-throated, hard R-N words all the time.
No. I knew you were going to make a racism thing out of it.
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
We'd be together forever.
Then what?
nothing. Forget it. I'll just slice it from her mind with my mind slice.
Sight slice.
Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing.
Sama is the honor for like a god, isn't it? Is that not a thing?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with honorifics, to be fair.
Then he wanted to change the Japanese legal system.
Oh, Lawrence, I didn't actually send this to you since you never respond to Discord. But I checked the VOD channel the other day, and I was just like, I wonder what the most viewed video is on the channel. And it's Outer Wilds episode 1 that we did with Colin, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really weird. It has like 230 something views, whereas everything else on the channel is somewhere around like 3 to 0. And I was like, that's really weird. I wonder why. And so I go to the thing, and I recently actually explored the analytics page, and you can see like what the search terms were that brought people to that video.
Oh, is it the Outer Wilds thing?
No, it was well, kinda. It was Outer Wilds Eye of the whatever, right, recently. Yeah. But the main search term that led to that video was Outer Wilds co-op mode.
Oh no.
It's the exact same thing that happened with the Little Nightmares 2, and I just didn't realize it because whatever. And so I went back and I changed the name, but I was like, "Ooh, sorry everybody, I didn't mean this."
Oh man, we really should not have started with co-op mode.
It made sense at the time.
Yeah. When we were less than tiny, when we were like nothing.
When we were so infinitesimal that none of the videos got views outside of like the 3 of us.
Yeah.
But now that everything's called story mode, it's fine. Yeah. Actually, it's not even called story mode. It's just whatever the stream title is now, because I don't rename them.
Ooh. By the way, I read this line. I actually thought he could do that with you.
Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. Did he die?
What happened?
The look in his eyes, then. It's darker than I've ever seen before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean.
But no, Kazuma-sama. I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
She knows him very well. That's exactly right. Yes. Word perfect, in fact. Rehearsed, even.
Ooh. If you're not the culprit, then tell me who is. What happened last night here in the cabin?
I can't kiss and tell.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is,
Hey, woo, woo.
I don't really remember. I got pretty hammered.
Twice.
Yeah, once on drink and once with a blunt object.
Oh, well, in that case, thrice. Sorry.
Oh, I get it. You're disgusting.
Yes.
Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. So he was outside the thing, and then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I
Fell asleep.
well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
Well,
I looked
yeah.
it up, by the way. Sama is like a business thing. It refers to someone in officially
so
business.
professional.
Which is,
Okay,
Not
and
like-
that makes
not what I
sense
thought it
because
meant.
they work together professionally.
Yeah.
yeah. It's not what I thought it meant, but it's fine.
I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really? I'm thinking.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's, please forget it.
Just tell me! Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it!
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this.
I could guarantee you that's not the case. Kazuma, I don't understand why. Why did this happen?
Where's-
I can't take this. Get out of my way! Oh wait, never mind. This is her.
No, don't try to go anywhere.
What, are you gonna stop me?
Yes. Under these clothes, I'm super buff. You're
Oh
the
my gosh.
perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around with my hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, we already have someone investigating.
Yep. His name is Sherlock Sholmes. What do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm gonna find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did.
I'm gonna work out.
I'm gonna work out.
I'm gonna
So,
get buffed just like you.
so I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hiya!
Oh my god, it's true!
Oh my god, she did it!
Oh!
What the? Dude, that's incredible. Susato, what? What martial art form is that?
A martial art of ass whooping, and I need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to... Did you tell her about the tape? Anyway,
You God already. What you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence.
Yeah, you're a lawyer, right? You're a lawyer to be.
No,
Not
my
some
last
dumbass
name is
college student?
Naruto. My ancestor, or sorry, my descendant will be right.
Oh yeah.
Susato-san should believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves, yes, the sticker. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh yes, it was. I remember
We
clearly.
still haven't gotten up yet.
It's a little disorienting, actually, being upside down at a weird angle. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place when I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Like, this should immediately exonerate me, right? Or at least say that there was an accomplice, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's quite true.
Thank you. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor.
Because I disrupted all your chakra.
Yeah. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up?
Well, no matter that
Immediately 1,000 times better than Maya. Maya so much.
That's the only reason why I should stop you from investigating here, at least.
Thank you! So you finally believe me?
No, you fool!
Absolutely not!
I'm sorry, no. I didn't expect that to be the real answer.
Adrian, don't do the Mickey Mouse. There's no police officers here. What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
No.
Yes.
What do you think I am, a magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
All right, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts, and I will kick your ass.
Oh, yes. That is evident.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do not do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here, examining everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death.
Ooh.
I like the move buttons of carriage.
Nice.
Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, hello, sir.
Hello.
You phased into reality.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
What? Did I just hear the Old Spice jingle? Oh, I think it's my nephew who's watching TV outside.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Every time you wield the precious sword, you can hear Old Spice.
It fills you with muscular energy just holding the blade of it.
Yeah.
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. His Old Spice is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
That shows that, I suppose that shows how important it was to him. Now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. She's so sad, because she murdered him.
No. Oh dear, that won't do.
What's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? What?
Cool, you told me how to use...
I'm sure you can look around.
BM!
B&M kid!
Bad manners!
Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Bad manners.
Don't BM too much.
I will BM all over.
Wait a second.
I just cleaned this place. Please don't.
That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Sasato-san. I ate it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how did the plate end up on the floor? Probably during a struggle.
Perhaps, but the plate didn't crack. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
That's because the plate is made out of concrete.
Ah, yes.
If anything, it's more incredible that it didn't punch a hole through the floor.
Concrete.
No, that's right. He didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh, does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
Both.
How dare you eat?
Oh, we got a little check mark. That's great.
There's a big ass chicken bone.
Yeah.
It's like a human bone.
What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware.
Yeah.
Wherever
Looks
the
like
thing
a-
was, it appears
oh.
to be broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. Looks like a cute little Netsuki fastener from a kimono outfit.
Cool. Don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
Perhaps he would. You don't know him. And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Alright, that's a little on the nose. Yes, you're right. It's the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Hello!
Oh,
This.
Hello.
Hello.
Seigi? The Japanese word for justice? The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Are you sure? Anyway.
I am a heterosexual.
Oh no.
Lawrence, you have your... Well, no, never mind. Lawrence wants to work at Pixar one day, so never mind. I was about to say, you have your next animation to do your next animatic.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing you drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
You heartless bastard. Even though you stowed away on the ship.
The hell are you talking about? Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Oh, we didn't actually check this, I guess.
Table? Sure.
Oh, it's this specific... Not this! Not that! This. Right there.
I guess. There's nothing on this table at all. What the fuck are you pointing at? The plate of color all over the floor for some reason.
Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. There was sleeping stuff in the chicken!
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
Shut
Guards!
up!
Guards!
Why is she calling for guards? She doesn't need them.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
say,
yeah.
she can very easily handle me, evidently. Alright, let's read this. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. Burya!
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous object in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So both of those are obviously gonna happen. We
Right.
have a katana!
And we are his pet. I'm
What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you
It's not allowed on this ship.
are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Oi!
Hey.
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. It's true. Alright, I want to look at this statue. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look. They've all toppled the same way.
Ah, and what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. And everything mowed down at once. Mown down.
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it,
Like,
to be
if
honest.
he used that as a training dummy, he would have shred through it.
Yeah.
Then perhaps... It was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with this case, I wonder?
Nah, probably not.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to leave it. But
don't
now you're fucking with evidence!
Oh!
We don't know evidence law yet. That hasn't been a thing yet.
Goodbye, evidence.
It is a little weird, the way that it's set up, but whatever.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? It's almost big enough to carry an entire human body.
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read.
Oh, no.
I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed onto the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than Susato than a Susato takedown. All right, I think we're good to. Is there anything else on this side before I move over?
I can't talk to.
I
Sailor
can,
Man?
but I was gonna talk to him last.
Yeah.
I'll do this. Why not?
Yeah.
Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor.
On the floor.
Oh,
On the
but I
floor.
suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger onto the spillage. What could it be?
I don't know, man. I really like. I know this is not fair, but I really want to like open up another tab, and be like Cyrillic translation, and figure it out. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Or Kazuma-san. No doubt he was in. Oh, sorry, this is you.
Yeah. So that he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm
Why in
sorry,
Russian, though?
partner, but I can't read your writing. I can't read Cyrillic.
I can't read.
I don't
Cannot
think it's
read.
Japanese, Naruto-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. Meanwhile, the sailor over there is like, yeah, I can totally read that.
Yeah, but I'll say, like, shouldn't we be able to just ask him what it says?
The sailor's just like, I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Great.
Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
I'm going. I can't. Never mind. I really want to know what it says. I wanna just look it up. I don't know, Adrian. Do you want to take over?
Oh. I I don't. I'll
This
just copy
is-
Lawrence.
This
Yeah,
is
sure.
yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. Like that.
Sure, why not?
What do you mean contraption?
I read about it in a book I was saying. I tried to electric repeated. That's right. After a big hood like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to make damage.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes, it is the cultural research I'm making. I suppose nobody comes from little Japanese people.
Mm. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy is all. This. The inkwell is not its own thing, which is interesting, I guess.
This is where Kazama-san would have sat when he was ready.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though
It looks as
The
though
last-
that entry is
Oh, sorry.
incomplete.
it's so hard to... which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
I
She
am
knocked me
being
over
murder
again!
help. Yeah, that's out of the question.
What?
If I can't read, nobody can. Kazama sad man apart from should, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
Poor Kazama-san.
You sound like, who's that character from South Park? The one who's like crippled?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know South Park though. I only know
like-
because I played Stick of Truth or whatever it's called.
I mean, that is a South Park game, yeah.
Right, but I don't know steering. Anyway,
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Evidently not. Why is this thing's not something we can do? Is it really just this? Oh, I guess the vent. We didn't check the vent.
It's been 2 weeks since we set
Oh.
sail from Japan.
More respect.
I am back. Have you really been living in a wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in that wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not.
And our crew members just walk in whenever they want?
Well, I'm assuming they knock on the door first.
Right.
Because I mean, it seems because like the thing that
have a lock.
I'm about to say, because the thing that I don't understand is like they say like it had to be like this is what I never really understood about locked room mysteries, where it's like. Okay, so the door was locked, but we clearly see that the locking mechanism is busted. So doesn't that mean
Am
that someone
I-
forced their way in?
I was gonna say, am I high in thinking that Holmes immediately discredited himself when he said we looked closely at this? Like,
I
no,
think
it's
we all
despite the
did the
fact that
same
it's
reaction of
obviously
like,
broken.
"What?"
Yeah, I'm about to say it's like he said it hasn't been tampered with, and as you said, it's very obviously broken. Which I remember that's like kind of the joke with this, I guess, is that Holmes is kind of a bumbling idiot, but he has like all these devices to like pick up on clues that other people wouldn't normally see. But I don't know. We'll see.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator.
Making sure I wasn't high or something by accident, because Jesus Christ, Holmes.
The hole through which fresh air can circulate to the cabin, including poison.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what this is,
If that's really your name.
it looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose maybe that's it.
What?
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 Oh,
Who was that? It wasn't here a minute ago. As far as I can tell, Adrian clearing his throat to get ready. As far as I can tell, he looks like he might be
talking.
European.
He might be European. Oh, where'd he come from? I didn't let him in. How are you?
You've noticed the man too, then, huh? I'm not hallucinating.
what man? I don't know what you're talking about.
He's not moving. He is dead.
I have no idea who he is or how he got here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
Narjason, don't tell me.
You're also racist.
Oh. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He does look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he's investigating Kazuma's desk. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, let me introduce you. In this corner, weighing in at 200-something pounds,
Oh,
with a height of
fuck.
6'2". Welcome.
I cannot take Shulm, so I gotta feed the dog. So
Oh.
I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes maybe. But I will have my headset on. I'll be listening to see your fucking take on him.
Oh no. All right.
I get to have first dibs at Sherlock
Wait, is he a
Holmes.
pirate?
I will mute you, Lawrence. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on your keyboard that you have in front of you, on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
All right, then. I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do. All right.
No!
But I want for help in the crewman forced the door open.
Oh, that's why it's busted open. Okay.
Ah, this bolt had been firmly closed.
Hmm.
But either way, it's still clearly tampered with.
Well, it's tampered with after the fact, theoretically. But maybe
Well,
that'll be a part of the thing. Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
like maybe the crewman will be like, it was actually really easy to break in, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there'd be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everybody suspects me. She glares at me like that. I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once about a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from inside the room in a situation like this. She pulls it out.
Oh, yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. This is my favorite book. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There will be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
She's so suspicious of us. It's really funny. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Give me this. Thank you. Now we talk to you. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. Oh!
Oh, what?
I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean.
I don't investigate. I stand in corner and wait for
I
you.
stand in corner and I stare at you.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true. I see.
Sorry?
The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
Yeah, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you.
Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Anything else to look at before we talk to Holmes? Anything else that I can use to burn time while I wait for Adrian to come back?
Oh no, we're running out of things to burn.
We're running out of things to burn. So Lawrence, what do you want to do on Sunday?
Right, because Saba is still
Saba's
on
still not
vacation.
here. So,
Right.
if you recall from like a week or two ago, my plan was to show you heat signature and gunpoint.
I'm back, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, hello, welcome back.
Oh.
I'm surprised you waited this long.
But we talked to the Russian sailor.
Back to Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Lawrence? Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Sure.
It should be fine. Because what? Sunday streams are 4 hours long, so it's 2 hours of gunpoint, 2 hours of heat signature.
Are
And
they
then-
both 2-hour games?
No, they're probably longer than that, but we'll only play 2 hours of each.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. And then at some point, well, not at some point, it'll be 4 p.m. my time. No, 4 p.m. my time, I think? Yeah. We're gonna have to do a weird thing where you're still gonna be streaming, because you're gonna be playing the games through Parsec.
Right.
You're still gonna be playing the game and streaming, but I am going to leave the Discord and mute myself to the stream, like myself and Discord, so I can hop into a meeting.
Wait a second.
These fuckers only schedule things for the weekend because they have jobs and shit. And I'm like, well, guess what? The only time I ever do anything is on the weekend, so I'm always the odd one out. So this time I had to bend the knee and be like, all right, we could do it on Sunday at 1
Wait, who are you
their
working with?
time. Sorry?
Who are you working with?
Just different people.
All right.
This is
That's cool.
This is the post game jam team.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I was
So
about to
it's-
say, it's like, when did you get a job?
Not me. Definitely
I
not
was-
me
I was
getting a
just
job.
wondering that.
As we've clearly established, I'm not gonna get a job until I'm forced to sell literally everything in my possession, and then I'll start working at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, I got real confused because, like, wow, you got a job and you're sliding through it like nonchalantly.
You ready, Adrian?
All right.
I'll never be, but I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you have a moment?
Okay, so are we doing tryouts now?
Sure. Go ahead.
Why me? I don't want to go first.
You don't want to go first. I was waiting because I thought
fine.
you would want to go first. If you don't want to go first, I'll go first.
You go first. I'll go after you so that I can do a better job.
Ah! You wish. This is the critical point of the investigation. Of my investigation.
Great.
That's it? He didn't say anything. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems to be a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh,
Oh my god!
Greetings! I hope I did not startle you.
I'm gonna be honest, I jumped. I was like,
Wait,
"Ah."
Lawrence, you take a crack at it now.
I tell you what, I don't have voice for Herlock Sholmes here.
Fine, I'll try.
I was going. So I want to hear what Adrian's interpretation was, but I was going for a slightly British, like documentary style. That's what I was going.
I was just gonna go full Cockney.
You're gonna go, oh, right? Yeah, here we go. I was gonna say full Cockney for one of the villains we're gonna get eventually. What exactly, dude? This design is so Japanese. He has so many belts.
Yeah.
He could be from Kingdom Hearts. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Okay, hang on. I've got stage
Oh my
fright
god,
now.
just go! Jump
I
into
see
the pool!
fascinating.
Thank you.
I can't.
I'm
scared of water.
What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yeah, everything's clear now. Fuck.
He's
This train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions are crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Afghanistan.
Sorry? What?
And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh, well, that part's true at least.
But how?
I know an approximate knowledge of many things.
How the deuce I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being you as you are, a merciless revolutionary.
I look Asian as hell. What are you talking about?
How did he know? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Oh my god.
And when Beribbon, the occupant of this very cabin, discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. Don't need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
I feel like my audition was a lot smaller.
I mean, do you want to take it back? Because fuck,
No,
I'm so
wait,
nervous.
we might ping pong for a bit just to figure this out. I don't know.
Just
I feel like
horses.
him being Cockney is like kind of good because he's kind of an idiot. You know?
Yeah.
I stole his coat from the upper towns.
From Uptown. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. I love his moves. Do you see another victim in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I would say the sailor is the closest one to fit that description.
Oh my god. Could you imagine that? If it turns out that sailor who is just like in the corner is the murderer and he's a Russian assassin that just came back from Afghanistan and he murdered 16 people, not including Kazuma.
Now he's on his way to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Could you imagine that? That'd be incredible. But he's just like, he just got the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like
Zach, what do you think of his JoJo poses?
I mean, he's only done one, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't see one
After
person
doing
that
one,
fits the
it's
bill.
so good so far. So it's true. You are a Russian.
Are you an
wanted to
idiot?
That's so ridiculous. And you're flying. That's shameful behavior.
No!
Oh!
You fucking mind?
Don't explain yourself.
This is ridiculous.
Oh. She bought that. I can't believe it. How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes! I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously!
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head.
But was it not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in most troubled predicament, do you not?
Well, yes, maybe.
Pa! There you have it, you see? What do you think of that, hmm?
What do you think of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I am in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more of a plain observation.
Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
Uh-huh. I don't think you introduced yourself.
I have a 1% success rate, but if I try 1,000,000 times...
I'll be right 100 times.
My apologies. How remiss of me.
Oh, they
I
don't
am
show
none-
how he got it up over his head.
We can't
I'm none
animate that.
other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. I didn't say that word right, but I don't care.
Inimitable?
Inimitable. I
That
think
sounds
you got it
right.
I'm sure I threw a few more syllables in there.
So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. Oh.
Did you know that in a study that was conducted in 2012, over 20% of British citizens that were interviewed believed that Sherlock Holmes was a real person?
Really?
Yeah.
Very same. The inimitable,
And the-
actual,
Sherlock Holmes. But you
real
want,
life Sherlock Holmes.
but you want to know what the funny part of that or the other funny information that came out of that, Lawrence?
What's that?
20% believe that Sherlock Holmes is real. 30% believe that
That is Benedict Cumberbatch.
no, believe that what was his name? Winston Churchill was not real, that he was a fictional character.
Oh, what?
Yeah. They 30% believe that he was a caricature of British excellence during the war. And then 16% of those individuals, there's a 16% overlap of the two categories. So of people that think that Sherlock Holmes is real, but Winston Churchill is not.
And you said these individuals were British?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Incredible.
Do you know this man, Susato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What
He's the
planet have
ace
I?
detective.
What planet have I been living on then?
Let's ask him what he's deduced.
I don't think I want to.
Sure, I've worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Alright, I guess I'll talk to you.
You don't examine his sick outfit? His sick
I don't.
duds?
I can't remember. When you examine, they disappear.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We played 3 entire games.
I don't know, maybe it's different.
Yeah, he stays there while you investigate.
He just,
I would love
and
that.
when you turn the camera, he does like a little jog to stay in your view to keep blocking you.
Yeah.
I would love that.
No, he just floats left and right.
So you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again?
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. It's me. I
Those yawning.
see. You're German? Sherlock, was it?
No. I have no air. I have hair. Please, call me Holmes.
I wonder if this is a like if this in the original Japanese was like a different thing, making of Sherlock, right? But then because of like American translation legal stuff and it's airlock, they made a different pun.
Probably.
Maybe.
That's really neat. I wonder.
You can read all of my exploits in this exciting London publication. Someone wrote some fiction, and I melded my essence out of it and became a person.
Ah, yes, France Magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain.
1 second.
This is a cool background soundtrack, though.
So Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, originally he was obviously a nobody, like no one gave a shit about anything that he wrote, and he was only able to get his very first Sherlock Holmes adventure publicated by a low-life tabloid at the time, which was called the Strand magazine.
Oh wow!
I thought
That's fantastic.
I thought there was something here. I thought there was something here. That's so
I'm glad they're
good.
keeping in theme.
Oh, that's so good. The Ranst.
I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. That was the name of the first group of 5 short stories, was The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Do you think that maybe it's the inverse in Japan? If you polled them in 2012, that 80% of them think that Sherlock Holmes is real.
That'd be really good. So you're the protagonist of a series of short stories, then?
Indeed, I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you're starting to think that you really are a detective.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards.
Backward?
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer, do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
I told you, by the way. I was correct. Dr. Wilson?
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, to me is a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
And I'm a mad scientist.
Really? And I'm a mad scientist. All right. All right. I'm just looking something up real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door for my dog because she is yapping loud.
Yapping. You're trying to look for more Sherlock Holmes references?
No, I was more just trying to see, because it's called Strand Magazine. I wanted to see if there was maybe a better name that they could have given it other than just taking the first 2 letters and sticking them at the end.
Ranst works. I think it's good.
Well, Ranst works. I wonder if it would have made a little bit, or if it would have been a little bit more subtle if it was Rand Street Magazine. Anywho.
A furtive glance, a touch of the muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data.
I don't know if that was even a word back then.
Which word?
Data.
Oh.
Because data comes from the word datum, which wasn't even really used at the time. Right.
and the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can he look me in the eye and claim that? Eyes that may or may not explicitly indicate my ethnicity.
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction. I thought I said and flame. And fame. That is what makes me the one and only Erlock Sholmes. You like his fingerless gloves?
I do like his fingerless gloves, actually. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow?
I've deduced everything.
Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Erlock Sholmes.
I see. In other words, I'm in these because of him.
I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning. I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among the number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. As a master of disguise, I also am.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime.
Dun 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 dun. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Erlock Sholmes was on board.
I like how you're dropping the Cockney and just going for a more generic British a little bit, which I think is fine as well.
I can't do either. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Naruhodo. I don't know. Do you want to switch for a bit? I'll take Sholmes, you can take Ryu.
I can take Naruhodo. Mr. Ryunosuke. Arr!
Yarr!
Yarr!
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? Two facts, you say?
There was a dead body, and you were in the wardrobe. Done and done. Everything's totally fine.
Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabinet this morning?
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from the mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. What? Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape from the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian?
He wrote in Russian Cyrillic, "Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor."
Yeah, never mind that he was wearing a Japanese outfit and held a katana.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It's the Russian word for wardrobe!
That is pretty incriminating.
But what... Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look something up again.
Are you gonna look up if that was right?
How do you pronounce that?
Well, no.
Can you imagine if it's not actually Kazuma who died?
I mean,
Since we
it's
didn't see his
definitely
face.
him, right?
Apparently, Google Translate says it's Gazerob.
Gazerob?
Gazerob.
And that is definite... Gazerob. I definitely see that it's the right thing, but I wanted to, like... I don't know if it would work, but I wanted to be like, what if you took this word and reversed it? Or something? Because, like, why would Kazuma put wardrobe, right?
And more importantly, why would he do it in Russian?
Did Kazuma know Russian?
He might have, but like it's still weird, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we would know whether or not he knew Russian.
Well, either way, if he was dying, like, we could assume that his first language was Japanese. So,
What if he
While
was the
he's
Russian
dying.
spy who was sent to destroy the Crystal Tower?
Oh!
that's why he wanted to bring you as an accomplice.
So it. Oh shit. Nope. No. This one is Russian. This is great content, I know, but. And then this needs to be English. Where's English? English. If you reverse the word, it loosely translates to annoying.
Great.
Fantastic.
All right, clearly that's not it then. All right. This is still Lawrence.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left the dying message in Russian?
In their final
moments. Oh, sorry, I forgot this was you. Go on.
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head for this young man, Russian.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Kazuma was a Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered Garterob may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. Garterob. He's so stupid.
Fair. That's very similar to the line of thinking that you were going through.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just so funny because I'm like empathizing with this character in a way, like, he clearly has a vast knowledge of surface level things. Like, he's just wildly jumping to conclusions without actually thinking about them. I'm like, oh, that sounds like me. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where are you going, Mr. Naruto, sleeping soundly?
Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
Well, you look just like the victim. You must be Russian.
Wait a second.
I mean, South Russian maybe.
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit was the traditional dress of the Russian people.
School uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Susato, why are you so foolish?
And I had no idea Detective could get something so wrong. Oh, sorry. That's Adrian. I took a photograph of the victim and the message. That I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Yeah, that's him. You'll notice that his headband is not fluttering in the wind.
It's because he died. He didn't have the magical energy to sustain it anymore.
This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yeah, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This was the first time I've actually seen him like this, asleep. Gulp.
Gulp.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruto?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray tell?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you?
He mentioned Russia every time.
You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that?
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining the train of reasoning to me, do you think?
I don't know how to say that. Cyrillic! Certainly, if it interests you.
Oh, really?
How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian.
But he does, which is actually quite impressive.
Well,
Maybe he only knows a few words in Russian. There. Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing you conduct about me, I mean...
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads...
How are you getting...
my god!
oh my god.
Revolutionary villain... villain! Bolshevik! Villain! He's villain!
Bolshevik. Please, Russia.
Please,
Also, how
Russia
are you
via
getting-
Shanghai.
How are you getting paper updates on a boat?
In Russia. Or like, look, because it's, like, it's written in Russian.
How? How is he getting... This is this morning's paper. I got it imported onto the boat.
This vessel made port call in Shanghai yesterday. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. You'd go from Japan towards the mainland. Wait,
Yeah.
50 days? No, wait a minute. It took 2 weeks to get from Japan to Shanghai, which is like middle China?
Let's see.
How the fuck were you
Middle
planning on getting to
Shanghai.
London? Was there a train after that? I guess, maybe. Doesn't make any sense.
right.
That's like around the world in 80 days type shit. Actually, did you know that the original version was called Around the World in 50 Days?
Ooh.
I wonder if that's a reference, actually. This vessel made port call in Shanghai yesterday. Last night, the young Russian was murdered.
Wait a second, I just googled it real quick. It takes 3 days to sail from Japan to China.
Well, back then.
Or Shanghai.
Boats were slower.
Oh, I guess back then.
Yeah, back then they'd be slower.
Since when was Cosmo Russian?
Based on what the ticket, like, title card for this chapter looked like, it looked like it was one of those really enigmatic half steam, half sailboats that they had for like a solid 5 years before they decided to make up their fucking mind.
It was a steamed ham boat.
Steamed ham boat.
Sounds like Mr. Shonzak concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of the crime was some merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik.
No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at his face!
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh. Now this is the Dick Gumshoe of this series, as you can plainly see. But the difference is that this time, instead of him being incompetent and everybody ignores him, now he's incompetent and everybody is gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, he got you there.
Oh, it's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he was plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There is no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is it anyway? Afghanistan. This Afghanistan place.
Here, take the paper for yourself. As a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thanks.
I've absorbed all of its interest, to me within its pages. I see no rubbish bin nearby.
Literally, you look at it as blank.
I've absorbed it. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
On the back?
I guess we'll look at that right now. Examine this. Is there anything else on here that's like significant at all? Oh, there's like a little striation. You see that? There's a photographic striation on this. That's
interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's actually an interesting detail because that's from the rapid printing process. Normally, when you take a photograph like this, you have to like let it dry, but he must have like, cause you saw how it like printed out of his handbag. If you heat it while it's coming out, you'll get these striations, but it will develop quicker. That's a really neat detail that they absolutely did not need to put. Shit.
Indeed.
All right. Salmon.
Man, I sure wish I could read Russian.
Man, imagine being able to read Cyrillic.
Is this?
Okay, never mind. We'll just not.
No, me neither. me neither, Lawrence. I have no idea what any of this says.
The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of the newspaper is concerned with the fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Vilin Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Yeah, you told us that before.
It reveals also that we seize the man's beard with our own eyes, never the lied. What? I didn't read that properly in the slightest.
It said those who see the man's beard never live to tell the tale.
Thank you.
Oh, we saw his beard though.
I'm about to say this is a photograph.
He is fearsome.
It's like a Shedinja thing all over again.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright. Oh, that's really good. Nah, he's dead. They used it though.
Yeah.
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only to shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
Hush yourself, child. You know nothing of the inner workings of madmen. Oh my god. That's a character that'll be showing up at some point.
This is sorry. My dog's fucking ear hair got tangled in her like paw, like nails.
That's a little weird.
Has something relevant, Naruto-san?
Well, no. I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
Oh, it suddenly snapped into HD.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I. But look at this look at this photograph. Perhaps about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, don't you?
No, I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Don't look in my bag.
I'm glad you noticed this article. It keeps like popping up and scaring her. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thanks. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. There's multiple of them.
Oh! It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night.
I see you Japanese people have not learned the after image technique yet.
Oh, you will learn it one day, and you will feature it heavily in your entertainment media. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novavich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. I wonder if these are related. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, talented. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. I'll definitely be able to spot read that later.
Where's the pun? Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
Well, I don't even know. Were there puns in the Japanese names that we've seen so far? I don't know.
Yes, Iesanosa.
Well, okay, yeah, there's that one. But what about the antique dealer?
I think he had Curio in his name, didn't he?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did.
You might be right, actually, because I remember there being like a K and then an I and an O. So you might be right that it was Curio. It would appear that the woman was in costume when she was found missing from her dressing room.
Yeah, his name's Kyurio, Curio.
Ah, okay, that is
But
fun.
yeah, there are pun names, yeah.
Okay. Pun names that translate into English, which is interesting.
Yes.
Wearing the diamond tiara you see in the picture, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Literally, the Russian that we were introduced to 20 minutes ago had a pun name.
Villain.
Oh, villain. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea. I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
I don't believe it.
Suzato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. Wicked.
The tiara is the property of the Novavich Ballet. It would
My
seem
dogs
the
are
director
growling at
is...
each other.
Sorry?
Sorry, my
What'd you
dogs were growling at each other. They were fighting.
It would seem the director is beside herself in worry. With worry.
Okay. Get out of my room, dogs. You're not allowed in here. You need to go feed your babies. Talking to my dogs.
Good point.
Thank you, Ryu.
Good point, Ryu. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara.
This dog wants to take a break from feeding her babies that she just had like a week and a half ago.
Wow, that's recent.
So she's just roaming the house, causing trouble. Sorry, I'm back.
They have requested international assistance of all at all ports with sailing to Great Britain.
There must be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country.
Does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
It's a little weird to say.
It's because they're rushing, I think is the pun.
Maybe.
He's making an English pun.
Okay. Alright, cool. Well, we got that. You know what? I think we're good. I think we're good for the day. I was actually going to, because whatever. We have one more question left on here, and I was going to force Lawrence to do it.
What, the voice?
Yeah.
No.
For Sherlock Holmes, I would take what's her face. Adrian would be Ryu, and then you would be Sherlock. But you are lucky because we are out of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow.
No. Oh, hey, will you look at that in my calendar? I got a thing to.
I got a convenient excuse to get out of here.
Yeah.
You don't
hang on,
have
Lawrence.
Clearly-
any more vacation days, sir.
Clearly,
Lawrence.
it's written in red ink, despite the fact that I'm holding
What
a
are
red
you,
pen right now.
Frito-Lay?
Yes.
Lawrence,
All right.
I wanted to tell you really quick before stream. It's about I Want to Be Ninja. It's a song. It was recently re-released. I don't know when the original was, but it was recently re-released January this year. It's this D-list white woman celebrity singing a song in extremely broken English about how she wants to be a ninja, and to do that she needs to speak really broken English and do really stereotypical Asian things.
Oh no.
And I'm just astounded by it. The like to dislike ratio is hidden on YouTube. I wonder why.
Oh, yeah, I
And
think
there's
I
one
found it.
lyric that goes, I want to take Chow down to Chinatown."
No.
Yeah, it's that racist, yes.
Oh, 2016. Well, that's old. Well, I have to listen to this.
You guys have to know. All right. We will work on our Sherlock Holmes. I think we'll figure out something. At first I was doing like a documentary style. Adrian tried to do Cockney, but then he just went to like kind of just soft British accent, and then I was going for a like a radio announcer, like a radio, like an old timey radio DJ. But I don't know. Maybe that gets a little grating over time.
Here's the lyrics, by the way. There's more.
Don't
The song is
say
longer, but it just
any of these.
it just repeats these lyrics.
All right. Do you remember that song? I think I'm turning Japanese.
I don't.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can
Excuse
find
me?
it. Yeah. I think I'm turning. Yeah, I think I'm turning Japanese is a relatively popular song from the 1980s.
Wow.
No, not image. I just want the copy link address. There you go. It's not a half bad song, but it is a little weird.
Wow.
So watch both of these, Lawrence, and report back tomorrow.
No, don't watch. I want to just read the lyrics. The
Oh.
lyrics are fine.
Right.
Don't watch it. Don't give her more views than she has to get.
Oh, fair enough.
Because she's still trying to make money off it today, so
Oh, no.
just
Good
read
night,
the lyrics and
everybody.
it's fine.
Well, I'll report this back to you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, that's your homework. Good night.
That's your homework. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everyone.